Hello and welcome back to ESPR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall, delighted as always to be joined by Owen, and we're in preview mode here for this Saturday night, an all Polish affair, as the once promising Adam Kownacki looks to get back to winning ways and arrest a big slide as he faces fellow Polish fighter Kacper Meyna. And yeah, Owen, glad to have you on. I suppose let's just jump straight into it. To be honest, as I mentioned. Kownacki once promising, once thought of as the next kind of hopeful of the heavyweight division, and he's lost the last four fights, and three of those have been by knockout. It's a very unusual kind of slide to be on, as I say, a once kind of big hopeful in the division. I'm gonna
Mhm.
ask you a question now, and I think the answer may be quite obvious, but we'll ask it anyway. Surely, if this is a career ender for Adam Kownacki, isn't it? If he loses this, it's an absolute win at all costs against Meyna on Saturday night.
I think it's a great way to start this video, especially with certain comments I've made about certain fighters in the past and, the retirement shout. But I think, yeah, it has to be because, he's lost four on the bounce, knocked out twice by Robert Helenius, um, not knocked out by a nobody. He got knocked down in the first round of that fight as well. Um, he went the distance with Ali Demirezen. I don't think anyone knows who that is. It's yeah, Kownacki at one point, like you say, he looked quite promising. He hasn't got the biggest names on his record, but he took out Artur Spilka quicker than Wilder could. He beat Charles Martin, who stands as the next world champion. Chris Ariola's a decent win going into the Hellenius fight. So his career path's just taken an absolute nosedive. It is quite incredible, to be honest, the way he looked quite promising at one stage and he's literally just gone from top to the very bottom. His opponent on Saturday night, Kacper Meyna, again, relatively unknown. I know you had to yourself because he's mainly fought in Poland. I haven't really seen anything of him. Had to YouTube some Kacper Meyna highlights, and even if you look at Kacper Meyna, he lost to Matthews Cialapala, who genuinely I couldn't find any information on. He was on BoxRec, he was on Tapology, but there's no information on his age, on his nickname, anything at all. So it shows the level of opponent that Adam Kownacki's in with. Um, and if he loses this, five losses on the bounce and a loss to someone completely unknown in the heavyweight division at 34, it's time to say goodbye, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it has to be. To be honest with you, I think coming back from four losses in a row, looking to go
Mm.
again is quite brave enough, to be honest. But especially as you mentioned, they're not the losses aren't to the elite of the heavyweight division.
Uh,
Like he lost to Hellenius twice. Right, Hellenius, very capable European operator. And he comfortably beat him twice, and then Cusimano and Demireza, and like they're not the cream of the crop at all. So to lose four in a row to that's the caliber of opposition is a nail in the coffin in itself. So if he loses this to another kind of lowly ranked heavyweight, it has to be enough. Yeah, enough is enough for Kownacki. What's he doing it for really? But yeah, I think it's an absolute winner bust for Adam Kownacki on Saturday night. So yeah, moving on to the opponent, Kacper Meyna, and just the fight in general. I suppose we mentioned there, we spoke off camera, he's not the most well known. We've had to do our research before this to find out what he's all about, really. Yeah, just what are your thoughts on this fight for Adam Kownacki? What do you think from what you've seen can Kacper Meyna bring to the table here? And yeah, just how you see this fight going and to give a prediction for this one on Saturday night, really.
I think, like say, for the question on the fight itself and the opponent, I think for Adam Kownacki, it's the highest risk and the lowest reward at this stage of his career. It's an all Polish affair, so I'd imagine that would have sort of played a part in the decision to take the fight. Um, like you say, he's been in with names that have been around in the heavyweight division, like I say, the Chris Ariolas, Gerald Washingtons, Charles Martins, even like you say, Robert Helenius, who's showed he's a capable fighter still against Anthony Joshua. who was in that fight, obviously, until he got stopped. But yeah, it just seems that it's a last roll of the dice just to see has he got anything left in him. It's hard enough to find sort of footage of Kacper Meyna. Obviously there is footage, like I say, available on YouTube, but I just think the style of fight is going to be, I'll be completely honest, I think it's going to be a terrible watch for the viewer. I think we will see a stoppage. Kacper Meyna seems quite heavy-handed. This sort of leads into my prediction. Adam Kownacki's on the absolute, he's just on a slide that you rarely see. So yeah, it's the fight itself's intriguing because it's like I say, it's to me it's evident it's a last roll of the dice for Adam Kownacki. It's if he wins this, okay, I might have something left. If I lose this, I'm done. I'm finished. There's literally no coming back from this. So yeah, it's not the most appealing fight of the weekend. There's some decent sort of British clashes. You got Sam Eggington coming up, fighting for the European title. And some decent, even again in Leicester on the 2nd of March. There's area title action, which I'd imagine will be better than Kownacki Mayer. But it's heavyweights, so it could be intriguing. But leading into prediction, I think Adam Kownacki is going to get stopped. Looking into the footage of what I've seen of Kacper Meyna, he's very, like we said off camera, he's so raw. It's hard to sort of look at what skill he's got, what he possesses, what angles he punches from, what style of fighter he is. And I think realistically, if you're Kacper Meyna's team, you're going to be telling him just go in there and knock him out. Don't look to beat him on points. He's extremely vulnerable. So get in there and take him out. So yeah, I think Meyna will get the stoppage, and I think it'll be early, to be honest, sort of rounds 4, rounds 5.
Yeah, I have to agree totally as well. To be honest, I think Meyna is going to knock him out, and I think it's quite a damning indictment of where Kownacki is now. That a fighter that we weren't too familiar with in Kacper Meyna, we're quite confidently picking him to knock Adam Kownacki out now. Who was once called maybe a future champion in the division, is now being left to this. So I do think Kacper Meyna is going to knock him out to give him his 5th loss in a row, and yeah, it's just thinking of it too. Even if Kownacki does win this, what's next for him? A step up again,
Mm.
only to get comfortably beaten again. So if you're Kownacki or his family, even health wise, are saying you're probably better off just losing this, you know, cementing the fact that you can't, you just don't
Mhm.
have it, and walk away with your health intact and your faculties intact. So yeah, I think it's going to be a main stoppage as well for 5 losses in a row for Adam Kownacki, and the end of the road in Poland, in his home country. So, yeah, that's our prediction. Let us know what you think in the comments. Can Kownacki arrest this slide and get his first win? If after the 4 losses in a row, or will Meyna just put that final nail in the coffin of the career of Adam Kownacki? So yeah, don't forget, as always, drop us a like, follow, subscribe on YouTube and social media. A lot of great content coming up. And yeah, Owen, thanks again and take care.
Pleasure as always, mate.